How do you like your president in the first 4 or 5 days of office? Are you happy?
We are liberated.
We are liberation of America.
We are liberated.
Well, the man's out there. Whether you agree with anything he does or everything he does, he's out there. You know where he stands. I mean, it's refreshing.
Yes.
After what we went through for 4 years, now you realize, and I firmly believe this, they were hiding Joe Biden.
Sure.
They were hiding him from the American people, which is sad. And I'm sorry that should have never happened.
Right.
And so it's nice to have him out there, you know, and he's giving everyone hell, one way or the other. I mean, whether you, like I said, agree with him or not, he's there every day.
Was it like 200 executive orders he signed?
Yeah. I'll have to go home and do my research and over every order. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he signed
what's
a lot
going on there, but he's changing America. So
Democrats are just their heads are blowing, man. They just can't believe what is going on. I mean, it's amazing, especially with the border stuff.
Did you see? Tom, you see the military's at the border now?
Yes.
The military with equipment. I saw planes flying around there. Them funky-looking planes with propellers on them. Interesting, but yes, they are at the border enforcing it like they were supposed to do. And
well, I don't think they were supposed to. Not the military.
Well, not the military, but I mean,
right. But yeah, people, you meant that they are enforcing the border.
Yeah, but now he sets the military there, and yesterday was out in North Carolina, just checking on the people. I mean, if nothing else, you show up. Yeah, you just show up and say, we're going to try and do what we can. I don't know what he promised them or what he decided on, and then went to California. And right there, did you notice? I don't know if you saw the video. Did you see who was at the end of the steps on the tarmac?
By himself. I was kind of shocked that Newsom was there by himself.
And I like the man. I like how the man, you shake a man's hand, you want to be like you're in charge. Like, he tried it. He shakes Trump's hand, puts his hand on his arm, like, I'm in charge. You just tell in the back of his mind, he's like, I've got this under control, I'll let you know I'm in charge here in California.
I'm even wearing the clothes.
Yes.
And I
wish I could have heard what Trump actually said to him. I can imagine what it was, but and that's in public. I can imagine in private.
Right.
I mean, he probably Newscomb.
Yeah.
Well, he probably said, "Quit calling me Newscomb."
Yeah.
I don't like that. It hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
And I got feelings. You hurt my feelings. And, I can't stop the fires. I'm glad you're here, though, to help.
Yes.
Well,
ain't my fault we don't have water.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Good luck with that. But, I just watched the interaction with them. I thought it was very entertaining.
Right. I don't know the congressman's last name.
Uh-huh.
But I do have a clip here, speaking of California and the fires.
Okay.
Of this exchange.
I saw Lila's this morning because you got the mayor of Los Angeles there. There she is sitting.
She's going to open up. There's not going to be any permits, nothing. No, the people aren't going to have to wait to get permits.
Oh, to build, clear it out and build.
Said that Trump's even saying, let the people go in and clean it out. They're wanting to get into their homes.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah.
And do it, So
would you want to rely on the city to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, you're relying on the city to
coming in, going to charge you $25,000 to clean it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So, but here's the exchange with him and the congressman, Brad. I don't know his last name. I'm sorry about that.
All right.
I didn't know his last name.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
The fire guys back there that I just met, okay? Because they're really good. But get a group and figure out how we can do the processing faster.
Mr. President, if I can just defend FEMA a little bit.
Yeah.
They brought thousands of people in. I don't know how they're doing in other states. They're doing a good job for us here. They've got a huge center that's open from 9 in the morning till 8 at night. But also, when you have a disaster this size, you need to be able to deploy thousands of people, which they've been able to do. Now, California, if we did it on our own, maybe we'd have thousands of people.
You do.
But if Rhode Island has
You
a
do.
Palisades disaster, are they then supposed to keep
How many
thousands?
people do you have in California? 36? How many, how many
Close-
million?
close-
How many million people do you have?
But
You have 40 million people. You're not going to get a few thousand people? The problem with FEMA is they come from all over the country. They end up in arguments with your people from California because they want to do it a totally different way. And
They're getting
I can
along
live
fine.
either way, but you haven't gotten very much done with FEMA because, and all you have to do is look at North Carolina. It's one of the great disasters of all time.
And Mr. President, you can't have Rhode Island maintain a staff of thousands and thousands of people waiting to see if they have a disaster.
You know who came in and fixed North Carolina or the process? Other states, people from all over the country came. And you have the same thing. You have a lot of people from all over the country. Getting the people is not a problem. Getting the organization's a big problem. FEMA's incompetently run, and it costs about 3 times more than it should cost.
I'm hoping
we
that
can
you can
spend
get a
money
better
on
run.
schools instead of giving money to bureaucracy. It takes you so much longer.
Mr. President,
I
It takes you
just
so
wanna
much
thank
longer.
FEMA for helping our people.
FEMA has a standard, Brad, and I'm a builder. I was a very good builder. FEMA has a standard that's so slow. They want permit on permit on permit, and then they want permits on top of that. If you use FEMA, you'll be here for a long time. What I'm saying is get the city, get the state to give you immediate 24-hour permits. These people are going to build their own homes. They're going to get them built fast.
I
How
don't
many
need-
of the people, could I ask you one question? How many of the people, what are people going to do for financing? What are people going to do? How many people can build a home, a percentage-wise, like where they don't have to go out and get funds? Some people are just not going to be able to rebuild their home because they have a beautiful home, but they don't have cash, right? So what are people looking to do in that case? You're going to have a big percentage, I would assume, Brad, like that. What are they going to do? Go ahead.
Mr. President, without your help, they're only going to get $43,000 from the federal government, even if they have a half
Well, you know,
million dollar
you did
uninsured
something,
loss.
Brad, where every insurance company in the country left California. That's why you have no insurance, because you made it so impossible. People that think like you made it so impossible. And you know,
Brad,
Me?
every
Mr.
insurance
President,
company.
I don't know what
I'll
you
tell you
know
this.
about my thinking.
I've never seen a state where almost nobody has insurance. And I said, what happened? And they said like 6 months ago they all left. And 2 years ago they had different, quadrants, but they left. And you have very little insurance here. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
We had a lot of insurance companies pull out, but I have
And
no
the
idea.
insurance companies actually have been warning you. Now, I'm not a big fan of insurance companies, okay? They have their big drawbacks too, but the insurance company, I read the papers very well, and, they've been warning California for a long time. They've also been saying, we want water. You don't have water. You're supposed to get fire insurance. And the insurance company goes, you don't have any water in your fire hydrants. So it's a tough situation. I'm not a big fan of insurance companies. I get that.
They're
But-
pulling out of
But
Florida
Brad,
as
you
well.
lost your insurance company 6 months ago because the state wouldn't give them what they had to have.
yeah, and Mr. President, I remember the
Go ahead,
creek-
please.
So to me, that's crazy to think that insurance companies have just pulled out of California because of the regulations that California
Well,
has put on.
they looked ahead. They saw
Yeah.
this coming. Maybe not to this extent, but they saw. They know there's fires every year. Okay, they know. Maybe not with 100-mile winds behind them like this year, which caught them all off guard. I understand that. But they knew there's fires every year that come out of the mountains. And they probably saw the way California addressed them. And it wasn't good enough. They're like, and obviously they're losing money.
Yeah.
Companies are in business to make money. They're not there to make you feel good.
Yes. Yeah. I don't get why, and I'm just going to throw it out there on the table, Democrats create the environment that they have in Illinois, California, New York. Why they have created that environment. Now let's talk California with the fires and stuff. But they set back and they have created an environment to where companies are just like,
are
The
leaving.
insurance
They're
company, yes.
pulling out. They're just saying, we're out of here. We're taking a loss every year. We
Yeah.
stay here. Just like in Florida, some of them left Florida because of the hurricanes. Because
Yeah, the insurance companies.
Insurance companies, and there's more hurricanes. I understand. You can't do nothing about the weather. Okay, tornadoes happen where we live.
Right.
You can't do anything about tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. Okay. But by God, if these fires go on, we hear these stories every year. This just got crazy this year. It came out of the mountains at such a pace.
Well,
they couldn't,
was it
and
Santa
didn't
Ana
have
winds
and then
what
they didn't
did it.
have the resources to fight it, which is what really should
Crazy.
be upsetting people. I mean, you should have seen, it just wasn't there.
Right.
And you just watched house after house burn. It's sad when you see a man stand out in his front yard with his garden hose trying to save his house.
Right.
In this country, that doesn't seem right today.
No.
I don't, there's something wrong with that picture. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, there's-
So I don't know. Does the government offer insurance to these people somehow? Become the insurance
Right now, I mean,
yeah,
they're
to
gonna
me,
have to
do
pay
they
for it.
become the insurance company? Basically, they take over for these insurance companies. Say, well, you'll pay us to insure your home
Well, I imagine
at
the
a certain
Democrats
rate.
would love that.
at a certain. Yeah, but Tom, we've talked before. You keep voting in the same damn people,
And that's
this is what you get. I'll
that
tell you,
is
and
where
I'm
my
sorry.
point. Not only am I mind boggled about California and their leaders creating an environment to make it tough for businesses and American people, but yet have the compassion for illegals and pay for all of their stuff. And at the end of the day, a resident in California will say, I'm voting you back in.
Makes no sense. It's unsensible. I'm telling you, I don't know. Yes,
I just sat here in Illinois and look at that, and I think, how damn stupid can you be? What the hell are you thinking? And like the insurance companies who just 6 months ago said we're cutting off their home insurance.
yes.
These people know 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, that this leader that they elected was wrong. That he was wrong for the job. He or she was wrong for the job. And that when the election came up again, they should have voted him out. But yet, we'll put you right back in there.
I understand. Well,
And
after this, if things don't change after this, nothing will. You've lost your home, for Christ's sake, and businesses, churches, go down the line. Everything in these certain parts of town, these towns, is wiped out. Wiped out. I mean,
Schools.
it looks. We've seen old pictures of Hiroshima.
yes,
Back in the day. These overhead views look just like that. Everything is just
so I've not
literally
seen an
wiped out.
overhead view.
Yes, they're literally just rubble in these neighborhoods.
And yet,
And where are these people going now? This
Yeah.
has been 3 weeks ago, whatever, 2, 3. You still got to put them up somewhere. You got to feed them. They have nowhere to go to work. Their businesses are probably burned down.
'Cause
I mean, this is just,
Right.
amazing.
and that the leaders in California are saying to the American citizen who lost his home by fires, which in an environment the leader helped create, when that resident and that American citizen says, we need to be in that 5-star hotel instead of that illegal.
Right. Yes. Yes. You
Good
need to
God,
be-
no.
Yeah. You need to be putting us up there.
How
Way
can
below.
you be
Yeah.
so heartless
Yes.
and want to kick out an illegal from a 5-star hotel, and you take it just because you lost your $500,000 home? You heartless bastard, is what Newsom would tell.
I know it. Well, ICE is on the way.
Yes.
I saw that this week too. It's interesting how they already knew where some of these guys were. They knew. All they needed was the go ahead to go get them.
I was
And,
watching CNN, and that lady
Fish-
tried to get into how and who they are going after,
Uh-huh.
and that Holman, we've got our ways, and they've done rounded up, I think like 1,600.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've had these guys on radar. They've had
Right.
them. All they needed was the legality to go in and have the president's backing to say, go get them and get
Right.
them
Oh,
out of the
yes.
country. Shoot, They
Yep.
showed them, putting them on the planes. They're in shackles and they're going. They may try to get back in. I'm sure they will somewhere. But
Right.
we've got the resources there now. I think that will put a stop to a lot of it. I mean, but
Have you noticed if construction has started on the wall? Has there
no,
been
I didn't.
anything out
I
there?
didn't see anything about that.
Yeah, that. And there again, it only makes sense. A Democrat, a sanctuary state or city, it only makes sense that we are going in. Our top job is to get all of the the violent criminal out. But
Illegal criminal,
yes,
out of here.
out
They're
of
not
here.
saying they're going to go out to California in the grape fields, grapevines, and these
You're all under arrest.
let
ICE.
lettuce, where they
Right.
pick the fields. I mean, and work in the hotels. They're not saying they're going chasing those people down. I mean, and even we have a country. There's ways to become a legal citizen
Legal.
in this country. I'm pretty sure there's still a way to do it.
A Democrat they just don't understand that.
Go through the process. I mean, I don't know what it takes,
Right.
but they're going after the illegals first. These M13 gangbangers.
They're
they're
going after
going-
the
they're-
violent criminal,
And they're
illegal criminal
first.
and that's what, of course, what Tom Holman said is that since Democrats want to have their sanctuary city, and since you arrested them for a crime that they committed, yet you won't let me go into your jail, grab that guy, and take him out and get him out of the country. Democrats, for some reason, say, oh no, we're not working with you to do that. We would much rather have them go free back on our streets to commit a crime again.
Where's that thinking?
Where?
And you know what? That's a crime in itself. I'll tell you what. Start arresting mayors for all I give a damn. You know
Damn.
what? You can't harbor a criminal in your own home. You'll be arrested in a heartbeat.
If my, of course I don't have one, but if my brother, your brother, committed a crime, robbed a bank, came to your home, and you helped him out, gave him food.
Put him in the basement. Say,
Yeah.
hey, you can hold up here
Yes,
till the heat's over.
cops come and bam, 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 raid your house, and your brother's in there. You're going to jail.
I'm going
because
too.
You harbored
Yeah,
a felon.
there's no difference there.
But there is.
They're just
Democrats'
harboring
mind,
a whole
there-
city of
there
criminals,
is.
basically. And
Right.
that's fine.
But
the
they-
fight's on. That's
Right.
all right. The fight's on.
Yeah, and
Trump,
like he's
Trump
saying,
loves a fight. There ain't
Oh.
nothing more, and he loves to fight with you.
right. But like Tom Holman says, that we could do it that way. That would be the easy way for us to you arrested them for breaking the law,
Sure.
which they've already broke the law by coming in. They broke a law. You arrested them. You got them in your jail. Let us come in, grab them, and take them out and
Clean
deport
up your city, for
Yes.
Christ's sake. And you can work on the local crime that's going on in your
them.
neighborhood.
Democrats do not want to do that.
I don't understand that. I don't
So
understand.
now what Tom Holman is saying
Uh-huh.
is that, okay, since you don't want to do that, well, guess what? You can't stop us from going into your city. Even though you claim you're a sanctuary city, we can still go into your city and arrest illegal criminal aliens. So that's what we are going to do. But here's the catch. Now, it does not say in the law that we only deport criminal illegals.
Uh-huh.
We deport all illegals. We're not going to turn okay, you're an honest working illegal, you get to stay.
Yeah.
It's this guy that I wanted.
Yeah.
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're illegal. You're coming right along.
And I
with
think
them.
that's what's got a lot of them upset.
But
Because he's illegal. That's a good point. But let's get the criminals first. Let's get the bad guys out of this country.
they're all criminals.
Well, in a sense.
See, now
yeah,
you're liberal Democratic
wait a
side
minute
is
here.
coming out. He broke the law. Doesn't matter if he broke the law coming in this city. It doesn't matter if he's making $40,000 a year. He's here illegal.
I understand that.
My thought would be take them all. Get them all out.
Who's going to pick your fields?
There's plenty of people.
Who's going
That would do
to
that.
work in your processing
I'll
plants?
tell you
You've been in
who. I'll tell you
processing
who will
plants.
pick my field.
Go ahead.
The guy who goes through the proper channels to come into this country.
Well, I agree. And I wish they would do that.
Yes.
And maybe we need to fix our proper channels. I don't know how they are, what it takes. Maybe we should expedite that process. That these people who are good, and they're good people. We've worked with Hispanics, at work. They're good people. They work harder than anybody. But it's the bad ones. They give them
A bad name.
a bad name, and
Right. But here is the great magical trick of all
mm-hmm.
is that now we are setting back, and the American people, the Democrat side and the Republican side, are setting back, saying, you Democrats all be ashamed. You got a sanctuary city, and you're harboring all of these illegals. You should be ashamed. And Democrats sit back and say, screw the American people. We're all about the illegals. And meanwhile, over here, Congress is sitting back doing nothing. Congress, out of sight, out of mind. Just let them fight. Can we clean this up by creating different laws?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to create different laws on illegal immigrants? Oh, no. Everybody is fighting. See how Congress works? See, don't bring up that we can insider trade, but you can't. Just shh.
Yes.
Keep that. And meanwhile, here the entity is in the corner, the darkened corner, and everybody's just fighting amongst themselves down here.
Uh-huh.
Congress is sitting back and just, where's the popcorn? and yet the American people do not say anything.
Well,
in fact, the American people will turn around and say that congressman that doesn't want to pass a law to stop this illegal stuff and get it right on paper to clear up all of the black and white stuff, I'll vote him back in.
yeah, that I don't understand. But people don't do their homework on politicians,
No.
Tom. Really, they don't. If they looked at how the politician voted on certain issues, and even when they campaign, it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. Trump does the same thing too, but he's enacting on a lot of it though. He's in California. He'll probably stop off at Nevada.
He did.
I think. Is he
there
going to
today.
Nevada? He's like,
there
hey,
today.
we're going to get this no tax on
On
tips.
tips.
We're going to get it done because, damn it, I told you I was going to do it, and we're going to do it.
He's,
And,
matter of fact, that's what he's doing today.
The man is doing what he said.
Right?
And it's refreshing to see the president. It really is. I feel good that I can see the president.
Right.
He's there talking to the American people. And you know where he stands, whether you like him or not. The other guy, I have no idea what the hell he's been doing.
Well, I'm
What
just
he
going to
did.
put this
Could you
out
explain
here.
this to him? Go ahead.
I'm just going to put this out here. With this president that we have now, I don't think we're going to have to worry about in April when Easter rolls around that the Easter bunny is going to have to grab him and take him into the White House.
Show him which way to go.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about that with this.
I don't think so,
And
neither.
that's refreshing.
Yes, it is.
And it you sit there and you look at that and you're like, the damn Easter bunny is telling the president, get over here.
I know.
And I'm shocked at that. I look at that and I laugh every time that scene comes on. I'm just like, are you
I
kidding
laugh.
me?
I laugh at the one I think they're overseas, maybe in England or something, and it's like a military exercise or something. The guys had parachuted. Okay, over here, he parachuted, and something else was going on way over here. And the president's on the end, and he kind of turns around and he goes, "Oh, there's a shiny object over here." So he walks away from the whole crowd by himself, and the girl in the front, I think she might be a prime minister or something of some country. I don't know, but she sees it out of the corner of her eye, and she starts shuffling, keeping her body straight so everybody can see her like she's part of the group. But she's shuffling over to Biden and grabs him by the arm and says, "Look over here," and brought him back to the crowd. And it was like, okay,
Right.
Enough's enough. And you get so damn mad at the Democrats for hiding him. And
Hiding him.
Tom, you go back to 2020.
Right.
You know what? And COVID was a perfect excuse.
Yes.
It was a perfect excuse to hide him in the
We
basement.
knew then that there was something wrong with that
You're
man.
damn right they did. And they kept him in the basement, and they didn't put him out there. Well, it's COVID. We can't put him out there. You know what? They hit him then and snuck him under the line and crossed the line and became president. And for 4 years,
Well, like
We've
Trump
sat
says,
through
they
this.
cheated.
and we sat through this crap, and it just that makes me mad that they did this. They lied,
Right.
basically lied,
Well,
and the media lied.
If it's,
and they
if
knew
it's
it.
any consolation, then we can look back on 2020 election to 2024 election,
Uh-huh.
and there was 15 million people that was disappointed in the job that he did because they said, "Screw this, I'm not even voting."
Yes, didn't even vote. 15 million people.
15
sat at
million
home,
sat at home that voted in 2020, according to the Democrats.
and how big this past election was.
Yes.
This was do or die. This is the end of the world. Dictator's coming. Hitler's here. You know what? We
Right.
got to get him out. Blah 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 blah. And they begged you to, Obama, all of them begged you to get out and vote because I think
Big
they knew.
stars.
Yeah, and like you
Oprah.
said, so where'd the 15 million go? Who voted in 2020?
Of course, as it turns out, Oprah only wanted you to get out and vote because she got like $3 or $5 million to say that.
Yes. Yeah.
Beyonce got $10 million to say vote for Kamala.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to
That
say,
that doesn't fly no more.
if they,
I don't think so. People look at that and go, no, that's like Oprah, like their show, but I don't need a
down-to-earth
celebrity
people.
to tell me how to vote any
Right.
more than I need my neighbor to tell
Yeah.
me how to vote.
Right.
I mean, I'll listen to your opinion. Just don't stand up and say, vote for Kamala.
Democrats stand up there and say,
I don't know why, but vote for her.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Democrats are at the point, and 2020 started the whole thing. But Democrats are at the point to where they stand up there and say, "Here's my view, and by God, you're going to like it, or else."
Yes. Yeah. There was
And it all
well, they didn't
started
want
in
to discuss.
2020.
They didn't want to have a discussion with you.
No,
They didn't want to talk about the.
disinformation.
Yeah, it's just you're right. They just pushed it down your throat and just said, "Hey, vote this way."
Right. I don't see though how I am breaking the law by protecting family that did something illegal, and a mayor or a governor that allows illegals to break the law and be a felon. They're not prosecuted at all. I mean, ain't it great that behind the scenes of all of these years that they have programmed the American people that the law, no one is above the law but me in this time now. I'm not getting prosecuted for abetting and harboring illegals.
And then going off that, Joe Biden pardoned everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody's pardoned.
I told you what I think
Yeah.
that's happening.
Isn't that amazing?
Is what's going on there. They figured that we can't go after him like we did in 2016. American people aren't going to fall for that crap anymore. So now what we're going to have to do is go after him as far as laws. So the first thing that we're going to do, Joe, you pardon everybody. You pardon, it doesn't matter who it is, you pardon them. because we're going to now try to get Congress to pass a law to restrict what the pardon power will be for the president.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know there was a pre-pardon. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just thought you were pardoned if you had committed a crime
A crime.
and was convicted of a crime, like Hunter was convicted. I understand that pardon. I don't even have a problem with that. That's his son. Okay. A dad did it for his son. I think we'd all do anything for our kids. I don't under, but boy, when you go down the whole line of people he pre-pardoned, what you're hiding. And they know that. He knows that too, and he doesn't give a that was Joe Biden's FU, is
Right.
what that was to the country. I'll do what I want on the way out.
Yeah.
And he did it as Trump was getting ready to be inaugurated. I'll do it at that last. I'm surprised.
I heard
I'm
19
surprised.
minutes.
I'm surprised with the Hunter. I think we talked about this before, the Hunter pardon. He did that around Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm surprised he didn't wait till 15 minutes before Trump's inauguration speech to do that then too. Just because that's all you heard for a month. Why'd
Right.
you pardon? He should have just blanked. But that was, like I said, that was Joe Biden's FU to the country.
Right.
I'm going out the door and I'll do what I want and I'm clearing everybody and you all can't trail me now.
Well, like
it's
a
sturdy,
typical.
sturdy, it's damn sturdy.
Right. Just like a typical Democrat, though, nobody's above the law until it comes to time for me to say that they're above the law.
Yeah. And
Joe Biden actually believed, and this is what I think, Joe Biden actually believed that he was going to run again.
well,
so
he had planned on it.
Therefore, he and it was so far, it was early in his administration, his term,
Mm-hmm.
that I won't pardon my son. Well, hell, back then, what the hell? And then plus he's got the legal process that may, and he wouldn't have had to. That's the other thing that people don't look at, is that when the DOJ did that deal with him, and it was the judge up in New Hampshire or Massachusetts
Mm-hmm.
that said, wait a minute here. All these questions she started asking, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And you come to find out that they were giving him a basically a pardon on everything that he has done.
Yeah.
And right now we would not have been talking about Joe, never would have had to pardon him if that judge would just let that go right on through and said, okay, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have been pardoned of everything. He'd even been pardoned of the stuff going on out in California. So Joe that's the reason why Joe said he's not going to pardon his son, was because he thought that was going to happen in the court.
In the courts. The courts were going to take care of it basically for him, and he didn't have to do that.
I wouldn't have had to do it. Right.
Yeah.
So then when that didn't happen, then he thought that, okay, now Kamala, I'm still running for president. So, I'm going to say it, but his whole demeanor changed when that fell through in the court.
Mm-hmm.
So then he was just like, okay, I'm gonna run, get reelected, then I will pardon him if he gets convicted.
Uh-huh.
And then when he dropped out, then his attitude was still that he wasn't going to pardon his son, but he thought Kamala was going to win, and Kamala would do it. Takes the blame off of him. And then with the November 5th, he's like, okay,
Trump won.
yeah,
He had to. Yeah.
now I've got to pardon
Got
him
to do it.
because they're going after him. And then I understand him pardoning his family because he knew that they were going to go after his family. Not in the going after him in the sense that the Democrats went after Trump, but they knew that there was legal justification for going after him. And so that's why he gave them a blanket pardon. But to set back, what was it, 35 people on death row, and I'm going to pardon the 33 because I feel that wasn't terrorist acts that they did. But the two that left that I put on death row, I'm keeping because they did terrorist acts in my mind. And then the 8,000 people. That's what blows. Who were these people?
Yes. Yes. And he doesn't know. He can go through a 8,000. Somebody shoved something in front of him, a signature, and they're pardoned. And why do you think he pardoned Fauci?
Back to 14.
Back to 14.
2014
yes.
when
yes.
all of the
yes.
gains of function started coming out.
Yeah. That one you got to
know why.
You
know why he did that.
I mean, that's just.
You know why he did that,
And-
because Fauci is guilty.
Yeah, and Tom, that's his legacy in my mind.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
be honest with you. I mean, they talk about a man's legacy. It'll get better over time. They always say it'll get better. And Jimmy Carter,
Yeah.
just passed away, and we heard all the nice things, and he did a lot of nice things after he got out of lost the presidency.
Yep.
But believe me, I had just graduated high school when he was president. And
Right.
inflation went to double digits, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was tough to find a job, and he was terrible as a president. I'm sorry.
Terrible.
Maybe great as a man afterwards, but terrible as a president. And I'll always remember.
Yep.
If you want to talk about his presidency, I'd say it was worse than Biden's. Because Biden, I don't know where the hell he stands on anything. Because man never spoke. He just never spoke to the. Look at Trump this week. He's talking to some conference, Davos conference. He's telling these people, he's got the whole damn country, the whole damn world scared of him.
Right.
He's like, we're not going to put up with this crap no more. And Canada, still the offer's open to Canada. 51st state if you want to, or the tariffs are coming.
Yes.
And
there's also talk of buying Greenland now.
Yes. So he's businessman. He's got businessmen running with him, behind him, supporting him, and people don't like it. People don't like it, and I like it that he's bold and he's up there telling these people we're done getting our ass kicked here and there.
And two, I think the cabinet that he picked. Now, we're still looking at if they're going to work out. I mean, that's still a question. Some of them, I mean, through the last 4 years, they sure supported Trump big time. So we hope that they work out. Because I go back to his first term, and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
Yeah.
That a man that's like Trump did not have any political ambition, no political ties, wasn't and yet he supported Trump, a billionaire himself, supported Trump, did everything, and then gets confirmation that he's the Secretary of State, and then goes behind Trump's back telling people that he's saving the world because of Trump. And I'm just like, oh my God, how in the hell? I mean, so I don't know if some of these people that he's picked are going to be the same. I know my fear is that a lot of them are career politicians. But
and some just by the numbers are not going to work. Somebody's not going to work out here. I mean,
it's amazing.
Just the way it goes. Sometimes.
Everybody stayed with Joe.
Well,
Joe never replaced nobody, did he? As far as his cabinet goes.
Yes. Tom, he's not sure who was in his cabinet after a while. I don't think he was having meetings that, they said, and I don't know. It just, thank God Joe Biden.
Joe.
I mean, I was just saying that, once we had the debate, America saw it. They knew this isn't right, and the Democrats did all they could. They're like, we've got to have a coup against the president. And they basically just threw him out. I mean, they can always say that he said, I'm not going to run. In my mind, they pretty much told him, you're not running.
Right.
And we're not going to support you if you do run.
Well, and the thing is that days, just days before he was out of office, he said that he believed that he could have won.
Still
He
beat
stayed
Trump.
in. Yes. And that he would have ran a good campaign, and he thought that Kamala ran a good campaign. Well, I mean, she didn't win, so I don't know how you justify that was a good campaign. But he did. He said that he thought
said that, yeah.
he thought that he would win if he had stayed in.
So you think we've seen the last of Kamala? I keep hearing she's got this urge again to run again, and you got some of the other big shot Democrats who are going to run. I'm sure Shapiro will. I'll be shocked if he does it out of Pennsylvania.
Right? Yeah, he'll be in there.
He'll be one of them, and I'm sure there's a couple.
I don't
others
think
out
Newsom will be able to make it.
I don't know how he'll make it.
Survive.
I don't know after what's going on, but
let's okay. So I do not think that Kamala is going to run for president in 2028.
Oh, you don't?
Because she already knows that in 2016 she didn't even get 1%, or just at 1%
right.
of the Democratic vote in 2016. So she was out of the running after the Iowa caucus.
Yes.
Because she didn't even get 1%, if maybe 1 or less than 1% of the Democratic vote. I don't see that changing. Joe screwed the whole Democratic Party whenever he was Kamala's vice president. She should be the front runner. Shouldn't be no primary. And that's what, because they knew that Joe knew that Kamala, if they would have had a primary, if 2 years ago Joe says I'm not running, and there again Joe screwed them twice.
Yes.
Screwed the Democrats twice because he knew how he was going downhill, and instead of saying that
in 2022, should have gave him a heads up and said, "Hey, I'm probably." He could have even just put it out there. I'm probably not going to run. Right. You might want to have a backup plan here to have a primary ready to go. And
Joe said that
kind of get the word out.
Yeah, that he thought that he would be a one-term president.
Yes.
He thought that, but Joe also said that he was going to unite the country and get rid of the divisiveness through Trump had the deceitfulness of the President Trump. But he also said that too. So had Joe decided back in 22, early 23 that I'm not running, and they would have went through the proper channels and process, then we would have known then that Kamala would not have been the nominee.
Yes.
Kamala would not have been the nominee.
I totally agree. Yes.
And so,
so what makes her think 28 is going to be the year? You don't think so? You don't think she's running, or you don't think she'll be the candidate?
I think she's running.
You think she's running? Okay.
Yes. And the only reason she's going to run is governor of that ignorant state out there, California.
Oh, okay.
I think she will run for governor, because I think Newsom decides politicians walk to a beat of a different drum. Gavin Newsom actually looks at what happened right now and says the American people will forget about this by 2028. So I'm going to be able to run for president. I look for Gavin Newsom to do that, because he, and the party that he's associated with, those people, it's hard to say about a Democrat voter is they're just, I don't get them. I don't get them. But so Gavin Newsom would probably have a chance in 2020.
Really? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Pictures don't lie, man. Once that's pinned on you, I don't know how he gets away from that. That's his state. I mean, and you know how Californians run. Is that how you want your country run? I mean,
Well,
that's a question to everybody. Is that how
I
is
would
this how
say
you want
that-
the country run? Because this is
Yeah.
how the man governs.
yeah, I'm not sure what their terms is, because didn't Gavin Newsom get reelected?
Yeah, I think so.
So see
But you
right
can
there,
always- you
I
can
mean,
always get out of
he
that.
wasn't.
I mean,
He showed his true colors in his first term in California, and they loved him.
yeah, well, he's a pretty boy. I mean, he's a handsome man, and I want him in there. But after you see what went on the last 3 weeks, month, Thomas, I just don't know how you recover from that. I'd be mad, and I'm mad, and I don't even live in California.
Well, I mean, so going to brain dead on her name now. Hillary.
Yes, Hillary.
The
Is she coming back?
deplorables.
Is she coming back?
Yeah. Republicans, she said, were
Deplorables. Oh, yeah.
Deplorable.
I remember that. We all
Okay.
remember that. Joe called us
So,
all garbage. You
The
know?
one thing that Democrat leaders have is that the stupidity of a Democrat voter. Those people, the Democrat voter does not, they are just loyal to a Democrat.
They're loyal.
They
They're
are loyal to that D
Yes,
behind
they
your
are.
name.
Yes, they are. They're very loyal.
But
But it didn't work this time. I mean, some people woke up.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Democrats said, no way.
But still,
No, we're not.
Zig,
I'm not going down that road again.
you look and she got over 70 million votes.
That's what they tell you, Thomas. That's what they tell you.
Now that's
You believe
loyalty.
what you want. That is loyalty. Or is that hate? Or how much of that you think is hate to Trump?
No.
Because there's some people, no way I'm voting for Trump. I don't care what the hell she stands for. I'm voting for Trump. I mean, voting for her. And not
Inflation
Trump.
could have went up 18%.
I
still wouldn't
care
vote for
less. I
Trump.
don't want that man. I hate that man. I
Yeah.
haven't liked him since the day he came down the escalator.
Right.
You know what? And he thinks he runs everything. He's a bully. He's a felon. He's a, you go down the whole list. And some people, and that's how they vote. Shit, the
And-
world could be coming. California could be getting ready to fall into the ocean, and then those damn people would still say, "No way." I'm still
Right.
voting for who's running the state. And you're right. Their mindset is they're damn loyal.
Well, imagine their mindset if it and that's the beauty of politics. So look at what Donald Trump gave us as far as the economy goes in his first term.
First term, yes.
And look at what Joe Biden done to that.
Yeah.
And for anyone to then come back in and say, well, I'm not voting for Donald Trump because I don't care if the inflation was at 18%, 19%. I'm just not voting for Donald Trump. Now, they can have that. But then if you put it into their personal lives, they wouldn't think that way. Imagine this. Can you imagine any Democrat that had, let's say, a father or an uncle that came in, best friend, came in and gave them everything that they wanted, that helped them out when they were in need,
Mm-hmm.
gave them money, gave them, picked their lives up, fuck him. I don't want nothing to do with that man. I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
You cannot sit there and tell me that a Democrat would do that if it was in their personal life.
Exactly. Yes.
Like right now, let's be lovable. We are a country of immigrants. You hear them say that
All the time.
people are not above the law, and we are a country of immigrants.
Yes.
We love our immigrants.
So you got to welcome all of them.
But you sons of bitches stay behind that gate that I got around my house.
As long as you don't come in my yard,
If you're
I'm
not
okay
in
with
my
it.
yard.
Yeah, as long it's
Yes.
the old backyard argument.
Yes.
As long as it's not in my backyard, I don't give
Exactly.
a damn.
Yes.
You know what? You want to build that prison on the other end of town next to my best friend's house? I don't give a damn. Just you're not building it in my neighborhood. And that's
Well,
the
and-
selfishness. That's the way people are. I mean, I understand that.
And look at what the Democrats did on, was it Nantucket?
Oh yeah, yeah. When they
Hey,
shipped 'em
you're
out
all
there.
nice people. We love you immigrants. But you got to get the hell out of here. You can't stay
You
here.
Get back on that bus. You
Yes.
get the hell out of here. You're not staying here. That didn't take long.
Didn't take long
it's
at all.
amazing. Yes, yes. It's,
And then, oh boy, Obama will vote Democrat. We got the old Democrats back.
Yeah.
And yet, you know,
true colors come out when you're confronted sometimes, you know.
and you just think just a little bit of common sense would go.
Well, there
a long
you
way.
go. We're talking about common sense is back. I hope.
Yeah.
You know, where's it at with these mayors who are harboring illegal aliens?
When is
it?
when is it going to come to light that they're not above the law?
There you go. Well, soon I hope. Soon I hope. ICE is coming.
ICE will be coming. Yes.
Them guys look like they mean business. You've seen some of them guys. They are itching to. We're going in.
They're itching to put a boot up somebody's ass.
They are. They are. They look, I'm not messing with that guy. That guy looks like he can choose nails for
Yeah.
lunch. Some of the guys are pretty tough kids, you know. And I can imagine if illegal aliens see them guys come, they go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
They probably start peeing down their leg when they see that guy coming in. Yeah.
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 And bless their hearts, because what they've got in front of them, like Tom Holman says, that it's putting everybody in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Because the mayor, the sanctuary cities, will not say, "We got him, come get him."
Come get him. Could make it simple.
To make
Really,
it simple,
we've got him already.
One officer,
Yeah.
one ICE
Yeah, could go
officer
in, come
just
in,
walks
get him,
in,
and
grabs him, and
handcuff him,
takes
take
him out.
We got him. Yep. And
But now they want to play this game
Yeah.
of, you know,
yeah,
oh, now they're rounding them all up. So like Tom Holman said on one of his interviews that, you know, now it doesn't state in the law that we only arrest violent criminal illegals. You're illegal,
You're going to get
You're
arrested.
getting arrested,
You're getting arrested
too.
and deported.
and
Yes.
that is what the sanctuary cities don't want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what they have created.
Well,
So, but guess what? City council, mayor, governor, legislature, out there, I mean, vote them right back in. Now, after what I seen here earlier last year or later last year, you know, in I think Chicago residents about had enough of it.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to see if they, because Jesus Christ, when was the last time they had a Republican mayor in Chicago?
I don't know.
Or
You
has
would have to look that up.
those words ever been spoken?
Yes. You'll have to. I don't know. But it's up to the people. Change things. Really is. When you get down to it. I mean, you wouldn't have Trump in there. People hadn't changed. Decided they had enough with the Democrats.
Right.
Because the Democratic message wasn't there. They had no message
None.
of this is why you should keep a
Just
Democrat.
hate Trump.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
exactly. This is why you should keep it. I never saw any reason to keep a Democrat in the presidency as president. But you're right. Everything was hate Trump. He's Hitler. End of democracy. Blah blah. Go down the whole list.
Convicted felon.
Convicted. Well, okay, he is. I mean, you got that done. Impeached twice. Okay, how's he running the country?
Right.
You know what? I don't know.
I don't get it.
It doesn't Melania look great in the hat? My God, love her.
Yes, she does.
Damn good looking woman.
Yep.
But and right by his side. You know, that's the way it should be.
Right.
I think it's cool. I don't know.
But like
I'm excited
Cheryl
for it.
said, I think you're going to see her with him a lot more.
A lot more, you think?
Because Barron is in college now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then got to wait a few years, don't we, for Barron to turn 35. It's
Yeah.
coming, Tom. I don't know if you
Yeah.
and I are going to make you and I are going to make it, but I'm thinking we're going to have
He
another
sure-
Trump in there about 30, 35, 36
He sure owned that moment. didn't
Didn't
he?
he? You ain't kidding. I tell you what, it helps to be about 6'6" or whatever he is. That helps a
At
lot.
18.
Yes, at 18
Yeah.
to be that tall, you kind of stick out.
Yeah.
You gotta love that.
Yeah. But
Oh, well,
yeah.
I
So
don't know.
so what do you think about Trump on one of his executive orders taking away the status for those 51 security clearances for those 51 agencies agents?
Yeah, I never really looked into that too much.
Yeah, they
But-
said that was one of the executive orders.
Oh, was it?
So
Yeah.
now they don't have the clearance now.
Oh, really?
Yep, top secret or secret
See,
clearance.
Yeah.
So he got rid of that. I
Well,
mean,
he's done his homework. I mean, he hasn't just been sitting around,
also he did sign the executive order to finally release all of JFK's
and
and
Bobby Kennedy and
yep.
Martin Luther King.
Yep.
Yes. Which might be interesting reading. I don't know what's there that needed to be classified. Will be interesting to read
right,
when it does come out.
right. And there again, you're
And
talking
what
about
are they going to say? Oh, yeah, the FBI and the CIA was involved in JFK's assassination. I don't know. You're going to believe what you want, even when it comes out.
Right.
You're going to go, okay, really?
Well, and we're talking about our government. I mean, our government. I could see this right now, for 5 or 6 years from now, that it's going to. People are going to sit back and say, "Well, wait a minute. I thought in 2025 Trump signed an executive order to release all of JFK's files. You're saying that they're not all been released?" I could
You
see
think
that
that's coming?
around.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Because they want, there's certain things that I know Mike Pompeo, when he was Secretary of State,
yes.
they said that he was the one that really got in Trump's ear about that.
And said you shouldn't
Shouldn't.
do this. So I wonder
Right.
what's there that shouldn't.
But he was
be
also
read.
CIA director
Yes.
as well.
Okay. So see,
Right.
there might be something there that you know how the conspiracies will go then. Once
Oh, yeah.
that's released.
Well, now
I mean,
wait a
it'll
minute.
go-
It's not conspiracy anymore, Mr. Zig. It's disinformation.
Sorry.
Yes.
Wrong word. Wrong wordage there.
So yes, you got to use it. Disinformation.
Disinformation.
How that disinformation crowd is going to take this news,
Yes.
what they're
Yes.
going to do with it.
Well, they believe what they want to. So
Yeah.
even if you see it in front of them, they're going to believe what.
Well,
they
and the
want.
thing is that they'll never get it on YouTube. I think if they release that stuff, it's going to have to be on X because it's freedom of speech. There.
Right. Right.
They try it on YouTube, they may get blocked. But and I don't know. Do you honestly believe Marky Mark is on the up and up now, and you can actually put what you want to on Facebook?
Do you want to try it this week? You want to just throw something out there, see what happens?
We could put something on there, and I did one time when they said that the fact checkers are going to, and I never got a response to this, but
You didn't get banned.
I didn't
You
get banned.
or put
I
in
didn't get a
Facebook
response
jail or anything.
either.
Nothing. You didn't get a response either.
I didn't get a response because I put on there that, and I don't know if you've heard about this, but I heard that Marilyn Monroe had 6 toes on each foot.
Really?
Yeah. And so
Could
I
you
put
not
it
say
up.
that when I'm taking a drink? Because I really thought it was going to blow that water out there, but I didn't know that's where you were going. I thought.
Well, I wanted the
you want
to
a
get
real
that
response?
so I thought it was either going to be, they're going to look at it and say Marilyn Monroe has
Had
6 toes
on each foot.
Each foot,
Well, why would you even hide that?
right?
What's the big?
I would have thought, nope, that's disinformation, and they would have blocked me, and then I would have known it's true. She does have 6.
This is true. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay. Everything you've heard for the last 2 hours has been disinformation.
Back-
Okay, here we go.
Back when you had the freedom of speech to put out there, or conspiracy theories or anything like that, someone said that Marilyn Monroe had 6 toes on each foot. Yes.
I might believe 1 foot just by chance. What's the chances of having 6 toes on 2 feet on both feet.
Yeah.
Now
Well, but
that sounds like a myth.
yeah, but see,
That
back
is-
then when that
wow.
was said, you could say stuff like that. Now you can't say anything like that, but I guess you can because they didn't say it was disinformation, or so I guess it is true that she does have.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to think
She-
about that all damn day when I think about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah,
Wow. Okay. Well, God bless
but
her.
yeah, she was a nice looking lady back in her day.
Oh, back in her day, she was
Yeah.
it. She was it.
She was all that in a bag of
You
chips.
ain't kidding.
So, but yep, he did a lot of executive orders, got getting the country back on track, and hopefully the country will unite. I mean, I don't think I like to see what's going to happen here, and when if he starts going after some of these guys.
Well, I think he's probably going to wait till he gets everybody confirmed first before he really, do any, if he's going to start doing stuff like that,
Right.
I think he wants to get through this process of getting everybody confirmed in his cabinet,
Right.
and get that all kind of put together, before I think he would go after anybody. And I don't know. Let's fix the country first, okay? Let's get things rolling again, for Christ's sake. Let's get them tariffs going. That seems like everybody's all upset about. And I'm all for 2 things I'm looking forward to. Canada being the 51st state and going down this summer to the Gulf of America. I'm
The
looking
Gulf
forward to
of
that.
America.
I've already
Yeah.
changed it in my mind. When anybody talks about that other place, it's the Gulf of America in my mind these days.
Yes.
I'll change it.
Yes.
I like the idea.
Well,
By
yeah.
golly, you know what? Man said America first. And that is probably the main reason I voted for it.
Got
because
Iceland or Greenland that he's
Greenland?
looking to buy. He's planning on taking back over the Panama Canal.
And he's tired of these other countries, raping
Well, he
us
was
basically
that
on this money.
in his first term.
Yeah, but now I think he's really wielding the power
Right.
now. He's really feeling it.
Got us out of the health organization again.
Yep, World Health.
Yeah.
Yep, WHO. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we're into the 5 days into the first 100 days. Let's see where we're at. Give him a little more time.
Did you ever see any explanation? He talked about that on
What's
the
that?
World Health Organization.
No, I didn't. I don't really follow
I
much that
and
too
I-
much. And
I mean, I know it's hard to believe, but I agree with him. I don't understand why we, with 350 million people, are paying 500. I think it's like 500 million to that organization,
uh-huh.
and China, with 1.3 billion people, is paying $39 million to that
Yeah.
organization.
See, I mean, that's stuff like that. He's addressing, and he said, "We're not going to do this."
And when Joe was sworn in as president, we're going right back.
Yeah.
And Trump even said that when he pulled out, they said, "Well, you could stay for 39
Sure.
million
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that the Chinese are paying." But Trump said, "No, you guys been screwing us this whole time. Hell with you." And then Joe gets back in, and apparently it was said that they said you could come in at 39 million, and Joe said, "No, we're going back to the 500 million."
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Trump says he's going to make America rich again. He's going to get after these countries that have been, stealing from us, basically.
right,
And if you want to build your plant in Mexico, go ahead. I'll tariff the shit.
Tariffs.
I'll tariff shit out of it. So you can bring it back in here, but I'm going to tariff, and we're going to get our money back one way or the other.
right.
And some of these companies are looking at moving back to the states and saying, okay, which
We got
it won't happen overnight. It's going to take a while, but it's good to see that people are looking at it like that.
The only reason there has never, and I think on one of the podcasts we talked about this,
What's that?
that there has never been a company that has ever said, I am taking my business and moving it to Mexico to get cheaper labor so that I can sell my product cheaper to the American people.
No, they're not doing that. They're selling it for.
I would stay in America if I didn't have union wages to where I am paying a guy $35 an hour when I can move to Mexico and get labor at $30 a week. That way I can bring that product back into America and sell it.
And sell it so cheap, because no, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Never has happened since the 80s when, of course, it was under Ronald Reagan that got this all started. But it has never happened.
Yeah.
And therefore, I don't understand how smart people, college-educated people, go and then say that if he puts tariffs on that is an increase for the American people. Now, in which one way it is. If you want to buy a washer and dryer from Maytag that's made in Mexico, it's going to be more because they're bringing it back in. So there's a tariff on it. But if Maytag makes their washer and dryer here in America, you don't have that.
It'll be a wash.
Chevrolet wants to make their trucks down in Mexico, bring them back in. If you want a Chevy truck, you're going to pay more for that Chevy truck. That's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's common sense. Common sense there that tells you.
Well, that's why he's talking about Canada, because there's a lot. I've been up Canada, and there's a lot of auto dealers. Nissan, Toyota, Ford, got huge plants up there, and a lot of car parts across that border, and into Detroit where they work together, but what they're charging, we're not charging enough in tariffs to bring that back. They're building them over there and then trying to ship them into our country,
right?
And it's I could see he's a businessman.
He
understands this. Right. I understand Joe Biden would never understand this any more than I would on a lot of this stuff.
Right.
But Trump, and he's surrounded himself with businessmen.
Right.
Okay. These guys didn't get rich overnight.
No.
They didn't win the lottery. They came up with ideas.
Well,
and
I mean, let's be fair about that. That the only reason why your billionaires are hanging out with Donald Trump now is because the Democrats didn't come up with a new way to screw him like they did in 2016. That's the only reason.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. If there was some
I'm glad they're on our side.
Yeah.
I am. I mean.
Well, they're not on your side.
Well, they're on the side of making money. But they're businessmen.
Right.
I understand that. That's all businesses are in the business for, to make money. I mean, Elon might like Trump, but he knows where the money is too.
Right. But that, what's his name? Cook. Can't think of his name. Is it Jeff? It ain't Jeff Cook.
No, that's from Alabama.
Yeah, I see.
God bless his heart too.
Yeah. But Cook,
yeah.
I mean, you think I love Trump so much that I'm bringing all of the production of Apple phones back into America? He'll do just like he did in that first term. Come on, Donald. Yeah, you ain't got to do this. And then I'll build a little chip factory down there. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, you can get your phones in without the tariff.
Yeah. So there's going to be a trade-off on things. I mean, that's how businessmen work. I mean, they work together. I know.
And the China thing, I mean, he's really going after China again.
Yeah.
So, but like they said, and the TikTok thing. I was going to talk to you about the TikTok. What's your thoughts on TikTok?
I don't really care if it's here or not. It doesn't,
right.
I mean, I've watched it. It's entertaining. Some people build their business around it. Sort of.
So you're on TikTok?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not on TikTok.
It's funny. It's silly. It's,
right.
People put these videos on it. That's fine.
But like Donald said, Mr. President Trump said that there's bigger fish to fry than to try to ban a TikTok.
Yeah.
Because these damn things right here are damn near all of them are made in China.
Yes, they are.
Now, what's stopping China from putting their little
Little
secret web things and
yes.
spyware and in this?
Yep.
There's nothing. I mean, and we know it's there because a lot of January 6th people who got pardoned, that's how they got busted. That's how the FBI knew that they were in the location
there.
in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And right there,
I think there's a lot to do with cell phones that we probably don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, how they track you, and you know how it is. The minute you look up one thing, you're bombarded with 20,000 ads of whatever
another.
you were
Yeah.
looking up, and
Yeah.
and then they know what you're doing. Hell, I don't even know if they know what you're saying. Sometimes, yeah. But the young kids love the TikTok. Okay,
Right.
and you know what?
Trump says that's how he got elected.
And they're good. Yeah, some of the ones are. I mean, 20-some-year-olds were voters. So he's
Right.
like, well, okay, if they like it, I guess we
36% of young people voted
voted
for
for him.
Trump. Yeah.
Oh well. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But yeah,
I don't have no way either way with TikTok. It just it's there. It's been there a while. Chinese are tracking me. I don't know. Hope they're getting a lot. I don't know. I'm probably boring them to death. My lifestyle these days. Thomas.
Yeah. I've never been on TikTok.
But when it comes to government stuff and government offices, maybe that's more sensitive areas where now you're talking something different. So I don't know
Right.
how that all falls into shape on some of that stuff. But
yeah, it just
I mean,
Yeah.
what's going to be the difference if TikTok has to be owned by an American?
and that's what I was
Because,
just going to say.
it's- I don't know.
So American guy buys TikTok, which what Mr. Wonderful, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, yeah. Oh, crap. I should know.
Yeah.
He's on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
The bald guy on Shark Tank. We know
Yes.
we're talking Kevin. Yes.
Yeah, he's looking to buy it. He's got himself and some investors of $20 billion, I think.
Something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
Go save California.
but who's to say that oh well, it's better if we take the operations to South Korea.
Yeah.
It just there's just nothing there to
I agree. But-
operations be better in Mexico than here. You just don't have much faith in the American business person because now for some reason over the years and of course it started with Enron when Enron did what they did and the business environment changed and it just went to now all we care about. And of course, like I go back to Reagan with him doing all of the shifting and getting rid of a lot of the unions and doing the regulations on deregulating the trucking
yes.
and all of that. That the business person now is I want to look after my stockholders. That's where
Yeah, shareholders basically is what you have.
right. So the business part, you go pre-1980 before Reagan got in. The businesses were like, I am looking out. I want the top worker working for me. The people that are dedicated to work, show up for work. And here's what I have to offer, insurance, life insurance, 401, well, hell, 401ks really wasn't even thought about back then.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a retirement. I got you a pension. I want you to want to stay with this company. Then when you go to the Enron era, and found out, what they did as far as spending the pension money and going bankrupt. Well, then the business owner decided, no, my shareholders are more important, and I don't give a damn if I have a turnover rate of 60% every other day.
I know it. Yes.
You
That's
know,
sad.
I'm
Yeah.
not giving you no more than, I'm getting rid of the traditional pension, what everybody grew up on. Now you're getting the 401k.
Uh-huh.
And that's just sad. I mean, it is crazy that companies have got that attitude now.
Yeah.
And the turnover rate at some of these places.
Yes.
My God.
Yeah,
but they don't care about that. They
No,
care
no,
about
they don't care about it no more.
Yeah.
No, it's just,
they,
I mean,
highest
you-
turnover rate ever. They don't care.
it's not changing soon, I don't think.
No. Nope. But it's a sad situation of what we're living in. And the tariffs, though, I do, because before the tax system come into effect,
Mm-hmm.
that's how United States made their money, is through tariffs.
Tariffs.
Yes. And that's, I mean, and like Trump says, you can't even sell a GMC, a Ford, or a Dodge over in China.
I know that doesn't seem right. Does it?
Doesn't seem right at all.
But we'll take them here.
Oh, we'll take all.
We'll open our
Chinese
arms
cars,
and
yeah.
take them all in here.
Yep. And of course, I mean, it's even, the Japanese really said, you know what, screw that. We're not getting the tariffs because we're going to build car companies in America.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have your Honda plants.
Yeah.
You do have your Nissan. You do. I mean, they have built plants here. Yeah.
Yes.
They're just not shipping product from overseas all the time here. They do build a lot of stuff here now, which
Right.
I guess that's sort of a trade-off, but still, I don't know. A lot of that business stuff's way over my head, but when
So,
it comes to tariffs, but
did you see anything? What happened to that dock worker strike? I know they were on strike, and then the just before Christmas, they decided to go back to work just out of the goodness of their heart, I guess.
no, I think they settled on something.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and it didn't take long
It was
because you
like,
need them guys. I mean,
yeah.
that's the lifeblood of this country. All them container.
Oh,
if you've ever
man.
been down to the docks, them containers, ships carry 2,000 containers, have all kinds of product from overseas that you see that are from Korea, Vietnam, China. I mean, that's where that stuff is coming in from overseas on a boat. They
Right.
put it on a trailer, and that trailer takes it to the stores. And they unload it and put it in the back of the stores, put it out there for you Americans to buy.
Right.
I mean, they had them by the gonads. The dock workers
Oh,
did,
yeah.
and they knew it. And I don't remember because I think they wanted to go to automation on some of the equipment they have there, where God only knows how that works, because all I can see is men working out there. But somehow they want to go automation. They were going to lose some jobs that guys had a long time, but they had them.
Right.
And we've been in trucking, and when they deregulated trucking, it's just a wide open game now.
Right.
But before, if you had all these trucking companies which were unions, and they all could stick together, if they were to strike, people would be screaming in 3 days, "Where's my bread? Where's my milk? Where's my gasoline?" Well, the truck didn't come because they're on strike.
Right.
And can you imagine what truckers would be making? Really? I mean, we've done this, I mean, it's just,
Right.
I mean, but when they deregulated it, anybody can haul it for you.
Just
You
open
and
the
I can go buy a
floodgates.
truck tomorrow and go haul for Amazon Prime somewhere, and
Right.
and it's for whatever you want. But them dock workers had them, and they flexed their muscles, and it didn't take long and I don't know what kind of agreement they came to, but it got settled really quick. That story went away so fast.
so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was there, and all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thought that they did it. Okay, we see that we're hurting because it was like, what, $4 billion a day or some shit like that
It's
they were losing.
amazing.
And
Because I think you have some strong dock workers unions, not only just like in New York or Houston, which I think the biggest one, but L.A. I think they're all kind of in together, and they were
Well, yeah,
all going to walk and
Well,
shut
I
this
think-
country down.
I think what their plan is to okay, if East Coast dock workers don't want to do it, we're going to ship it around over to
Yes,
the West,
yeah.
and the West dock no.
Supported
if it's
them.
coming from the East, we're not.
We're not touching it.
Right.
Yeah, it'll sit out there in the
Yeah.
ocean.
But
And
that story went away real fast.
it did. Yeah.
And I thought it was out of the goodness of their heart, and that after the first of the year they were going to sit down and start talking. I didn't hear anything about.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're having talks that just don't
Yeah.
make the news, and
Yeah, maybe they did come up with some
Maybe they
agreement.
came up to
Apparently
agreement.
they did, because there's nothing being said as
Nothing
of yet
out
about
there.
it.
But yeah.
So another story that gone. The drones.
Hey, great. What happened to the drones?
What happened to
Are
all
they
of the
gone?
drones?
Are they gone?
They're not talked about as much.
Trump got elected and they hit all the drones.
Hit all the drones. No, we don't need the drones anymore. So
That's interesting. Yes, that's good. You're right. What happened to the drone story?
it vanished like Houdini. It's gone. But I don't know. I mean, there was so much. I mean, it was funny that once they started getting into the government and talking to the government, how the government, we don't know what they are, but we know they are not harmful. And then, then they started doing the top secret. Let's talk to all the Congress people, and
Oh yeah.
and then so then you knew. Of course, I knew right off the bat that they were, but most of that was all government. And then one of the stories come out now. This might be disinformation. One of the stories come out that with the terrorists coming across the southern border, that they brought in a dirty bomb. And that's why it was mostly over New Jersey and right
it was
around the
always
New
around
York
New Jersey,
City
New York City
area.
area. Yes.
Because
Yes.
they planted a dirty bomb in there,
Wow.
and that they could pick up something from that dirty bomb and know where it was at. Now that's just rumor.
Speculation.
Yes.
Makes sense though.
Right.
I mean, my God.
But it's gone.
Just in your backyard and you went outside every night and things were flying around the sky with lights going and everything, you'd like,
Going.
well, what in the hell's going on here?
And there was also the one that got me is how they were coming from the ocean, and that someone said to the Coast Guard that they're coming. There must be a ship or something.
There's some kind of ship
Coast
out
Guard
there.
went out there and said, no, we don't see no ship, and turned, and 13 of those drones followed them back. And it was like, holy shit, what the hell is going on here? Now, I know some of them could have been, residential.
Yeah, but they said some of them were like big as a
Truck.
Volkswagen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, which I'm like, well,
It wasn't one you just go down to the
the Hobby Lobby,
Hobby Lobby and
get
buy.
yourself a drone and go fly one. Put little lights on it, have some Christmas lights on it, and have it flash.
right. I could just
We
see
should do
some
that.
of those.
We should do that in the backyard here, and see how long it takes for Decatur police to come by and,
Yeah.
hey, sir, we got calls from drone here flying around. Lights are on it. You're scaring people.
Yeah. But I could just imagine you go get a drone from Hobby Lobby that's as big as a Volkswagen. And, can you help me take this out to my car? I'm going to need help with this. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. Just
Yeah,
gone.
you're right,
It's
Don. That story went away real quick too.
Yeah.
And it does seem like Trump.
Well, and people knew then. I mean, once the government, once the Pentagon says we got to have top secret briefings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So right then, everybody, okay, it is our government.
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, they could have came out and said, we're just testing some
Right.
stuff. I mean, no big deal. Don't shoot at them.
Yeah.
But they were like, I think a couple of them got close to smaller airports in the New Jersey area where they had to close the airport because this thing
Right.
is flying around. So that's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you wonder if it was a test to, cause other countries now, they they say that Iran is real big in making drones,
Oh, really?
military
Military
drones.
drones?
And so you wonder if it was them, doing something. There was a purpose behind that.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. And it went on for several nights. I mean, it wasn't just
Weeks.
it wasn't just a sighting here, a sighting there. They
Yeah.
were continuously in the sky. So,
Right.
yeah, well, just one of them stories. It's misinformation, Tom. You didn't see him.
Yeah.
You didn't see him up there. We don't know what happened to him.
Right.
But
But you would have thought that they would have said, like in the past, when somebody said, "What's going on here?" and then they say, "Yes, we're experimenting." Okay, so then people don't freak out.
well, yeah, yeah.
But they were just letting it go,
Just letting it go. That's
and go and go.
We don't know
and go.
anything about going on there. Yeah.
We don't know what it is. We just know it can't hurt you. Well, how in the hell do you know it won't hurt me if you don't know what the
If
hell
you don't
it
know
is?
what it is.
Yeah. So, but that's
Yeah,
that is kind of crazy.
yeah, it is.
That just went away.
Yeah, you're right. That story went away really quick.
Yeah. But President Trump went to North Carolina first. He said, "To hell with California. He ain't going out there up first." Talked to a lot of those people there in North Carolina, see if they can help them out.
Yeah, and that happened on October.
He also said too, yeah,
You're,
that way.
talking 3 months ago.
Yeah,
Some of the people might still be living in tents, for all I know, which
Yeah.
is unheard of. But
the one place that he visited, that was a camper.
oh, really?
The people had a camper.
in an RV? Yeah.
Yeah. And I know in this a California interview here, he said something about getting rid of FEMA now.
Yeah, I did see that.
Department of Education, Department of the FEMA. I mean, like he said, you got FEMA that brings people in from all over to where if the states had their own FEMA, it would work out a lot better. It'd work out a lot better. But, like people do when they get a little power, Democrats especially will find a way to screw up FEMA.
Yeah.
Somehow, a statewide FEMA, they would screw it up some way because the federal government would be sending money into it, and then,
I know it.
But you only do that to try to get the federal government out of paying, any extra. Here, okay, we send each, we send each state,
So much.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to save it and spend it for emergency. But there'll be some Democratic governor that will say, "You know what? I'm above the law, so I'm taking that money and putting it into general fund and spend it the way I see
I want to
fit."
spend it. Yes, takes that money and does that. Yeah.
Gavin Newsom was a good one.
Yeah.
Didn't they say something about that he had like $56 billion surplus and done went through it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't go to water.
Didn't go
For
for
sure
water.
of that.
It didn't go for that super speed rail
Yeah. Yeah.
that they spent billions on to get nowhere. So, I mean, until the American people want to hold government responsible, then, and somebody mentioned too in this clip right here, if I play it a little longer, a guy commented and said that you want the lawsuits to stop and slow down. make it to where the loser pays. That will put an end
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of the
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
lawsuits, the frivolous lawsuits that are going on out there. You know, because right now it's got it. But like Trump says, let me see. I think it's just down the road here a little bit. Let's see.
Go ahead.
I'm Ed Ring from the California Policy Center, and in the matter of prevention of fires, in the matter of the cost of rebuilding, both of which affect insurance rates, I think one, to support something one of the other participants said, a reform you might consider, and it could be an act of Congress, is that the losers in environmentalist lawsuits pays the legal fees. And I think that would be a big step in the right direction.
The losers of a lawsuit should pay all the fees.
Oh, you mean loser pays? I love that. Well, if you did loser pays, you could cut your courts in you could cut them down about 90%. Loser pays. You know what would also benefit? Medical. If you had loser pays for medical, your medical costs would go down by 50%. That's an interesting thing. You know, I bring that up, but you know the only problem? The strongest lobby in the world, you know what it is? The lawyer lobby. So when you go back to your local congressman, hello, congressman, how about going against the lawyers for a little while? No,
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer.
A lawyer. Yeah.
So he didn't say you were. He said, how about putting an end to the lawyer bribishness that comes?
Sure, the lawyer, the lobbyists. Yeah, lawyer lobbyists. Yeah.
Put a stop to them
Sure.
bribing you guys, and
Mhm.
they would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good conversation there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Common
And-
sense, Tom. We're getting back to it, buddy.
Let's hope. I don't
happen.
think we're going to get back to, because there's just way too many stupid people out there now to get back
Have
to
faith,
common
brother.
sense.
Have faith.
Yeah.
Have faith.
I do have faith. I have faith in the people of Chicago that's going to turn that city around. They have woke up and realized, I believe, and the next election will show.
Yes.
The next election will show that if they have woke up. And while people are in the federal elections always say, you know, get rid of the
Electoral college.
electoral college.
Yes.
And I'm like, Illinois should have that in here, electoral college in here, so that Chicago stops dominating everything that goes on in the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or in the state.
In the state. Yes.
Yeah. If we had an electoral college system here to where the downstate, because downstate, you get I-80 down, 90% of it. College towns are blue, but the rest of it is red.
Is red. Yes.
Illinois would be a red state if you got where we could get a little chance to dominate over Chicago. That's where the more people that think Democrats are the prayers, or the answer to their prayers is that's where we're getting screwed up at.
Well, it hasn't changed in our lifetime, and I got real bad news for you.
When we're going to have to Google that.
What's that?
When the last time a
Republican
Republican
was
mayor
Mayor
in
in
Chicago?
Chicago. I don't know. You go to Daley, Richard Daley
Both
was there
of 'em.
forever, and then yet his son was there forever. Jane Byrne was Democrat. I'm sure there's a couple others in
Lightfoot.
there. Howard Washington.
Yeah.
Um,
Barack Obama's right-hand man.
what's
Don't
his
let
name?
a good what was that he said? Don't let a
Don't
good
let
crisis go to waste.
go to waste. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And I can't
Oh,
think of his-
it's like don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
yes,
Something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, make up what you want. But
right. That is
that's so. Good luck on the Republican thing. You're going to maybe go back to the 20s. I don't know, Thomas. 20s. I didn't mean 2020 neither. I mean
Right.
1920.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's up to the people. It always is up to the people, and that's who you got
And
to
God
rely
love
on.
them. I mean, the
You
Democrats
know.
are so in line with everything,
Yes.
everything that they do. I mean, it is, okay, we're going to say this, and every Democrat is on the same page. Media on the same page with the Democrats that are on the same page, and Republicans they bitch because of this guy said that and did this, and now I don't want to play in his sandbox. I'm going to, just they can't.
Well, you
do
can't break the
anything.
cycle. I'm telling you.
No,
And when you get the media, you know, it's amazing Trump won. Much media
Right.
that was against him. My God, if you never watched Fox, if you just watched the other ones, you'd have thought he was goose stepping down Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House
Right.
with
And
a
what?
Nazi swastika on his arm. I
Right.
mean, that's what they wanted you to believe. And it's almost too unbelievable that common folk looked at it and goes, he's not Hitler. He may not be what I like in a president, but he's not as bad a guy as you guys are portraying.
Even
Jesus.
the media people that said that he was Hitler. Well, we're going to go down to Mar-a-Lago and
Well,
visit
yeah,
him.
yeah, exactly.
Morning Joe and
yeah,
his wife.
yeah.
Well, okay, we'll go meet Hitler.
Yeah. I mean, okay, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, they were, Hitlerish kind of
Yes.
guys. Okay, that I understand, but just because you don't agree with them, we graduated from the name calling when we became adults. I would hope
Right.
a long time ago, but obviously the media hasn't,
Right.
and they feel like their point gets across better if they,
And how many years has it been that you can go back and remember when journalists actually did their job, and it didn't matter if they had a D or an R behind their name, that if there was something fishy, illegal looking in their lives, then the reporter actually, I want that story. I want to know if this Democrat did steal money. I want to know, but now it's just okay. You say this Democrat stole money from his campaign. Okay, well, you say this Republican did. Okay, we're going after the Republican.
yeah.
We're going to investigate that. But him,
But why
I think
why isn't the media impartial? Your job is to
here's
tell the story,
right.
any story. Let the public decide.
Here's
boy,
what I think.
where they drew lines in the sand. I don't know when they did it or why they're doing it.
It has been going on for decade after decade, and it all started when the federal government said, yes, colleges, we will fund you, basically.
Yes.
And so then the colleges said, okay, you fund us, and we are going to have a liberal, democratic view to everything that we do. And
Well, then
Republicans
basically
have known
You
this.
basically bought their vote.
Yes.
You bought their, bottom. You basically bought them.
Right.
Basically, when you get down to it.
Right. And these guys know this, and they just said, Republicans have known this, but they still don't go back and say, okay, we're going to make a wrong right again. We're going to stop funding them, and you got to go and do the job. A journalist should not be saying, if it's a Democrat, I'm not going to investigate. If it's a Republican, you damn right, I am going to. But the Republicans know this. It has been a liberal, communist, democratic view in colleges, and yet now they got power. Right now, Republicans has got power.
Yeah.
Watch them. Education will be the furthest thing from their mind and what's going on in the educational field. I bet you he said something about getting rid of the education department altogether.
Uh-huh.
I bet that's not even brought up in his 4 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
I bet there won't be anything. And he knows, and they know, Republicans know, President Trump knows that he's got a good 2 years that he can get something done. Right now, because he knows I've got the Republicans, House and Senate, so I can get something major done right here, right now. And I know there's a lot on the plate to get done, but I bet education is not one of
I
them.
don't know. And, you know, like I said before, I think once he gets his cabinet set, gets all that ground, then I think he'll really get down to work on a lot of these things you're talking about.
Right.
I hope so, anyway. And like I said, he's got a 2-year window
Right.
to get after
Well,
it,
and you
to get
figure
after
it's
it.
probably about a year and a half because
Well, yeah.
they're going to have to start running again.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
They're going to get
Yeah.
reelected.
Yeah. So, you know.
But you want to go into that reelection bid and saying, here, look what we've done.
What we've done. Look
Right.
what we've changed.
But the one thing that they have to change is the way kids are being educated of the communist, democratic, liberal view. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to take the money out of the federal government money out of that institution.
Yeah.
And make them have to pay and want a kid to come to their school because of their merit, not
Right.
because of
There you
the
go.
government. All taxpayers are paying for his education.
Yeah. I agree.
Parents, you know, I mean, it is amazing that and I talked to Cheryl, my wife, and I said, how in the hell can the government tell us that if our kid, our boy wants to go to school, college, that we have to, and he goes through a federal program, that we have to sign that we pay half of that, that the parent has to pay half of that student loan for that child.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the hell did this? What happened to the days of I went to college and I paid my way, I had 2 jobs and still study? You know, when that's all
Exactly.
gone now.
Exactly.
Not only that is all gone, but now colleges say, you know what? If I'll give you a degree in studying jars, how they set on the shelf. You get a degree by that. You know? and it's like, what the hell is going on?
I know
And
it.
yet Republicans see that. They know that. It's a problem with that, but yet they do not do nothing to change that.
Yep.
And they've got to, that's where they have got to start. If you want to start getting everything back on track to the way it was, and I don't even know what time frame that it actually started getting this stupid, that the media has just said, Democrats, you get a free pass.
I know.
If there's allegations that you have broke the law, we don't care. But you Republicans, if you break the same law, then by God, we are going after you, and we're going to find out if it is true or not. And if we don't like you, then by God, we're going to make up the truth that you did.
We're going to make up a good story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, and look what they did to Trump. I mean, I was on YouTube, and a guy was talking about back in July, the weaponization committee was talking, and a guy had an expert in there and said that basically all of those charges that Alvin Bragg brought against Donald Trump was they never should have been, because the statute of limitation, like for a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
Statute of limitation in New York is a year.
Oh, really? Okay.
And they went back 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
You know, and they said, wait a minute, you know, what was the underlying offense? Well, they had 3 of them to choose from.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't direct order from that judge to say, here, you know, the prosecution didn't have to say, here was the underlying offense is why we're getting him on. Here, you got grab bag, man.
You got three
Anything
you got
want
three
to do.
choices, yes. Yes,
So
I remember that.
Yeah, they said that this is definitely going to be a appeal.
Appealed, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
We're living in crazy times.
Well, Trump, he'll pardon himself before he gets out.
Yeah. Well, he better do it before Congress decides that they're
To
going
change
to
the laws, change it.
change it, because I think that's because you've got
I don't even think the man cares. He's Tommy, 78, successful.
right.
You know, you've impeached me twice. You've shot at me once and had another guy ready to shoot me. What the hell are you going to do to me?
Right.
You know, I mean,
Well, like he said that in all reality, and if it wasn't for the steal in 2020, he'd have been 4 days out of office and enjoying retirement.
Yeah.
You know, but they had the steal, and now he's starting his next 4 years. Who would have thought?
I know it. I agree.
But he's the second president to do it.
Is this our trivia question? I know this one.
Okay.
I know this one.
Do you really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know my president.
Give it.
I know my presidents.
Okay. Give us the answer that who was the first president to serve non-consecutive terms.
Do you know?
I know.
Oh, okay. G.C. Am I
G-
right?
Well, no.
No?
I don't.
Shit. Oh, sorry. Grover Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
G.C. The hell yeah. The hell you down? What part of G.C. didn't you get there, Volker? I thought, no, you had me double second guessing myself. Wait a minute. I know this one. Grover Cleveland. God bless. Grover Cleveland was a big man.
Oh, he
Not as big
was.
as William Taft.
And
William
that was
Taft
back.
was the big one.
That was
But,
back in. Good God, it was like 1896.
Something like that, yeah. Well, that's when men were men. By golly,
Yeah.
you know, you didn't mess with them. They had the
It's
big,
been a long time since that's happened.
yeah. But
Well, and then you got your president. I know. Carter, Bush Senior. They never ran. Well, they did run for a second term, but never got it.
never got it. Yes, yeah. But it would have
Yeah.
been consecutively. They've never
Yeah.
left and came back.
Right.
I don't think anybody in our did anybody try that besides Grover Cleveland? You know, in
Yeah.
presidency, you know, where they served
Right.
4 years and came back maybe 4 or 8 years later and says, I'm going to do this again. Now that I don't know the answer to that. So, but Grover Cleveland, I wonder how he did. Second time around.
From
you know?
some of the stuff that I got, he was it wasn't as good as the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some of the programs that I've listened
That
to,
you- yeah.
and people
They
talking
just-
about it
is
said
that right?
he
Really?
he wasn't as successful.
The second
yeah.
term.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but he becomes the second president to do that after all of his first. You know, he first president to be impeached twice. First president to have legal procedures after his presidency. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times.
Wow. Yeah. Just
First president to do that.
and he still beats him. Still
Yeah.
winning. Man's a winner,
Right.
whether you like him or not. He finds a way to win.
Yeah. And then they always bring up his, his bankruptcies. Hell, back in the 80s, that was hard times.
But he came back
now
from
look
that.
at him, yeah.
Came back from that. I mean, you got to give the guy
I
credit.
would tell them, say, well, I don't think he's going bankrupt now. He got plenty of money now. So, and he's a down to earth kind of guy. I mean, I know he doesn't drink. That's the other thing that gets me. Why doesn't he drink? But
I
he
don't
doesn't
know.
drink alcohol.
I don't know what
Of course,
keeps
I know he said that the story was about his brother. I guess his older brother basically drink himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so,
Oh,
and didn't he just lose a sister, the judge sister? Didn't she just
I don't
pass
remember.
away?
I don't know. Maybe you might be right there.
Yeah, and his niece is out writing a book anti-Trump. So, yeah.
Oh well, we've all got somebody in our
Got
family we don't
someone.
like, that we'd like to write a book about.
Yes.
But,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
brother-in-laws. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. Right.
Oh well.
But so, well, I guess we covered quite a bit.
Covered this week's festivities
Yeah.
from the White House and California, and
Right.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I see. Just real quickly, Pete got confirmed.
Confirmed. Had
And
to take.
Christy got confirmed.
Did she get
I
confirmed?
believe she got
today?
confirmed too. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard.
Well,
those two
Pete, it
before I came
took
over.
the vice president to confirm
Yeah.
him because we had
Yeah.
3 rhinos.
Yeah, they jumped.
Yeah.
Jumped the ship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're like you said before. We're gonna have them.
Oh, you know
We're gonna have 'em,
They're
and
going. They're
we're
going to
gonna
come
have to
out of the
keep an eye
fucking
on 'em.
woodwork, man. They're
So I
gonna
know
come.
we own the Senate,
Yeah.
but gotta
You
not,
got
not by a big majority.
Right.
So you don't know which way some of them are gonna sway. I mean,
a lot of them Republicans. It's whatever way the wind blows is
I know
what
it.
they're going
So,
to do.
anyway. So
They're
yeah,
not like a Democrat. They're not on the same page.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they got, and Rubio got through already. Didn't
Oh,
he?
yeah,
I'm
he
pretty
got
sure he got
on the
through
first
pretty
day.
quick. So, yeah.
And then he already, did you see where he already put it down that you can't have, you got it, you either, and he, of course, Trump signed a executive order that they're male or female. And now, I guess Rubio put it out there that if you have a passport that doesn't have male or female on it, you're not coming back in the country. You're not leaving the country. You got to
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that nonsense is going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it is crazy. And there again, speaking of that, and you got to go back to the Democrat.
Here he goes.
What in the hell are the Democratic women? What do they have to gain by a man who says, I am now a woman? And they're, okay, yeah, you're a woman, and by God, we're going to fight, make sure you got all the rights of a woman. And taking the rights, everything that the women in the 20s and 30s and 40s worked for to get women as equal as men. These women are coming along and just saying the hell with that, tearing it all down.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're a man and you want to be a woman, then by God, you're a woman, and by God, you got more rights than a natural woman. We're going to fight for you.
I don't know. I don't know where some of their heads are. I mean,
I like I said, I've said it before. American people, they have just gotten the stupidity in this country has multiplied a lot faster than what we had thought. And there's too many stupid people running around.
well, I know. There's probably some people think there's 2 stupid guys talking right now. But
Well,
that's okay.
and
What?
yeah.
It's just our opinion.
Yes.
Didn't say it was right. Didn't say it was wrong. Everybody's
Right.
got their own. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes. Yeah. So enough of the ranting.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll find more to rant about. Believe me.
Yes.
There's a lot more that's going to happen that we're going to have opinions on,
Right.
whether you like it or not. Hope you like it.
Yeah. So, well, all righty, everybody. We hope that you enjoy the show, and we will talk at everyone later.